Hello and welcome to Caring for Me, Caring for You, a thought and a prayer for the week. Yes, it's still November and it is still National Family Caregiver Month. Yesterday in Washington, I'm taping this broadcast on Thursday. Yesterday in Washington, we had an incredible National Family Caregiver Day, month, year summit. It was an incredible experience hosted by the National Alliance of Caregiving under its wonderful president and CEO, Jason Resendez. It was attended by a huge number of people, wonderful panels, wonderful discussions, and wonderful focus on policies and needs in the new reality, which has certainly been now 2 weeks old. It was a powerful conference, and I personally was just overwhelmed. 30 years ago, when I first began my ministry in the world of family caregiving, you could hardly get a few people together to talk about it. And now we had some of the most brilliant academics. We had people from philanthropy. We had corporations. We had medical people. It was a brilliant day of sharing the caregiving and to see the national roadmap that through Greg Link and the community living folks, the association ACL, Association for Community Living out of the HHS, that has happened. So much progress, and it's not going to go away. There will be adjustments, but the will and the love of the family caregivers, truth will prevail. And we want to keep caregivers caregivers. That's been the GJPI model forever. And I didn't even introduce myself. It's because we know each other. I'm Greg Johnson, and I am the president of GJPI International, which is Greg Johnson Partnerships International. And I'm also a therapist and counselor working with people in many parts of the world on family caregiving, grief, addiction, and spiritual direction. Today, I wanted to spend a little time preparing for Thanksgiving. Next week will be Thanksgiving, and we have much for which to be thankful. We have much to be thankful for as caregivers, and we have much to be thankful for the experience that has been ours in past caregiving experiences. We'll talk more about that next week. But I wanted to spend a little bit of time suggesting some ideas and ways of bringing together people. Now, this will be a very different sort of Thanksgiving for many people because of all of the political things that have taken place. I urge everyone to take deep breaths, to spend a bit of time on acceptance, and then going forward, listening to one another. But I'm going to urge that political discussions probably are not the most wonderful thing to have around the table, and yet those are the sorts of things that do happen. Because when families of origin particularly come together, if there's been any dysfunction, it can only explode further. And so I wanted to give you a few thoughts that could help in the family caregiving situation that you may be involved in. Because it's very important to take advantage of times when everyone is together. Many caregivers feel, particularly if you're the primary caregiver, and it's to you that I speak first. You can feel extremely overwhelmed. You can feel put upon. You can feel like others are not picking up their load. And you just want to explode at times. Now, we all know that that doesn't get any of us anywhere. So what might we do? Well, there's one suggestion that I have made again and again, and I have seen it work with many families, and that is prior to Thanksgiving. I have urged people to whether you say you have been listening to a group of lectures or a group of talks from Greg Johnson on family caregiving, or in your search you came upon. This is a booklet. It's not available anymore in print, but it is still online. And it is entitled Care for the Family Caregiver, A Place to Start. It's something I had the privilege of writing many, many years ago. This is the fourth edition of it, with the late president of and founder of the National Alliance of Caregiving, Gail Gibson Hunt. And the two of us wrote this for the White House Conference on Aging, but it really is exactly what the title is: Care for the Family Caregiver, A Place to Start. Because no one goes to school for family caregiving. And you, as the primary caregiver who knows the specifics of the situation that you're in, you know it in a much, much different way, up close and personal. But often brothers, sisters, cousins, people within the family have a very convoluted idea, or they arrive and they see a senior, if that's for whom you're caring, rather fine and doing well, and they think, well, everything's just wonderful. Well, thanks to you, it is, and I say thank you. But that's not the reality of it. And so I have often urged, and I'm going to again do this when I put up this talk, I'm also putting the link for this book in English. It's also available in Chinese and in Spanish. And actually, I'll put all three of them there because I would like you to use them if they're appropriate. But my suggestion is, if you, as the primary caregiver, and we're often the persons who need to take this sort of action, but before Thanksgiving, send off an email saying, this is a book that has helped me understand this world of family caregiving. Keeping it on you. I have learned a great deal from it. I did not understand all of the ramifications, the responsibilities, and the severity of the many issues that our loved one is facing. We're blessed with wonderful doctors, yes, but there are other issues. And I'd like you to look at this book to get some idea of what really family caregiving is about. And then I'd love to share that with you. We can just talk together. That does work. And I've seen it work many, many times over, because it gives a platform that avoids people saying, you're driving me crazy. Why aren't you helping me? That sort of thing doesn't go anywhere. It immediately puts up defenses and, wait a minute, that sort of thing. But once again, if we speak from the I message, I have found help in this book. I have come to a better understanding of the complexity, not only physical, but emotionally, spiritually, of family caregiving that both our loved one and I, as the primary caregiver, are going through. I would appreciate if you would take a look at this so that we can better share what we are all doing for our loved one. Not easy, I know, but it is a positive way of beginning a conversation that I pray will indeed help. Now, I'd also like to suggest to you, this morning I was listening to a class by Mary Morrissey, a brilliant, brilliant theologian, counselor, many, many degrees and many, many academic awards and so forth. And I'm taking a class of hers presently. And she was talking about the topic of forgiveness. And when she did that, I just had a feeling that we were going to be ending with, and it was true, the meditation of the loving kindness meditation. Now, it's something I've done with you before, but I'm going to do it this week with the suggestion that you might take this throughout the week and prepare the week with loving kindness, with the loving kindness meditation, sending out energy to those who are going to be at your table. And so I'm going to begin by suggesting that we all sit comfortably, take a few deep breaths, just feel ourselves present. And now picture that table with each guest around it. Some with whom you will have absolutely no problem at all, but others that you're concerned about, others who can cause issues that upset. They're all at the table, and let light shine on all of them. And remember, we're doing this for ourselves, but we send that energy out to them. But it will help us in dealing with the entire week. So seeing them all seated, we say, may you be safe. May you be happy and at peace. May you be healthy and strong. And may you have the ease of well-being to accept all conditions of the world. And then a moment just for you. And each day when you recite the meditation, see yourself surrounded in light, in love, and in support. May I be safe. May I be happy and at peace. May I be healthy and strong. And may I have the ease of well-being to accept all conditions of the world. And it is so. And then one last time, and this for everyone at your table, for all the tables of the world, including you. We are one. And let us use the word we. May we be safe. May we be happy and at peace. May we be healthy and strong. And may we have the ease of well-being to accept all conditions of the world. And it is so. I hope this may give you a bit of a boost, a bit of a hand in preparing and getting ready, whether you're preparing a Thanksgiving dinner or attending it, where you're going to be with others who are part of your family of origin or family of choice, so that the conversation and the time together can be positive, be a blessing, and I pray, a help for each of you. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, I wish you a very happy, happy Thanksgiving. I shall be thinking of you and praying for you, as I pray you will also pray for me. Until then, let us always remember, onward in love and caregiving. Namaste. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you real soon.